Hello everybody, Teldo here, and it's finally time. The new patch is out with all the trait changes and balance changes. It's not the complete new patch that will come with Heart of Thorns, with the new core specializations and stuff like that, but there's so much new stuff, and I think it's amazing. The patch has a bunch of issues. The meta is all over the place. Actually, there is no real meta anymore, and people deal way too much damage right now. So there's definitely a few problems right now. But I think the patch is still amazing because it just shakes up everything. It's something new. This state of having no meta, no real meta right now, where people just tried all of kinds of different things with the new traits and stuff. I think that's amazing. And if you haven't played Guild Wars in a while, I think it's a good time to just check it out again. Also, for people who have been playing a lot of Guild Wars, I think you should really appreciate this time. It's not going to last for too long, and it's just a special moment when you can just try out all kinds of different stuff. And you should definitely make use of it. Just have fun. Just try out a bunch of weird shit. Um, so yeah, today in this video I'm going to be talking about the new changes, the general changes in the new patch, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about the engineer changes. And in the upcoming days I'm gonna share builds that I've experienced. I'm gonna share my experiences in general with the new patch. I've been streaming all day and all night today, and it's 6 a.m. as you can see in the bottom right, and I haven't slept yet, but I really wanted to record this video real quick. Um, so yeah, let's actually get to the changes. PvP build. Here it's pretty much the same. You can still choose your gear and everything, but the traits have changed tremendously. So now you actually pick one of those 5 core specializations, 3 of those 5, not one of those 5, and you get full access to them. Before you could go 6, 6, and 2, basically. Like you could go 2 full specializations and one, like a third of another specialization, and now you just get 3 fully. Also, you get limited a little bit that you can only choose the first tier of traits on the first tier, and on the second tier you can only use those traits. Before it was that you could basically just use the first tier traits, like 3 of the first tier traits for all the Grandmaster traits. Minor traits are still around, and a bunch of those traits have just been redesigned. And I think NG has gotten the most changes. At least they've gotten a lot of changes, and it's really interesting to just try around with that stuff. I'm definitely going to be covering more of this in the upcoming patch, but today mainly I've been trying condition builds. I've been trying to make bombs viable somehow. Didn't have too much success with bombs, but I'm going to talk about that more tomorrow. Also, the baseline stats from trait lines, the stats that you got from trait lines, like in firearms you got precision and condition damage before, 300 each, that they don't exist anymore. And those missing stats, the value of those stats have been added to your base stats without an amulet as well. And the amulets themselves just have a lot more stats on them now. I kind of like it. I mean, I like that you're not really restricted by the trait choices that much anymore. Like, you had to go a little bit into vitality, into alchemy to get some vitality before. I mean, alchemy was just really good in general, but it was just like you had to go in there. And also with explosives, same thing. You needed the condition duration and stuff like that. It's good that it's not really bound to the trait lines anymore, but I really need more customization than this, because look, I'm running a Rampager's amulet or Rabbit amulet, same thing. You have precision, toughness, and condition damage, and more than ever. Also, you have just more damage on this, really. But like with condition builds, you can't really on Enchi, you can't really go for a mixed build anymore. You can't have a little bit more vitality anymore. Like I'm stuck at 16k health, and that's really bad. I just get bursted down really fast, especially because people just deal more damage overall now. So yeah, I really hope that ArenaNet figures a way out to give us more customization with the amulets, maybe implementing gems again, or whatever. I would just like to have a bunch of sliders where I could just change the stats. But I'm pretty sure they wouldn't do something like that because it would be too overwhelming for new players. But yeah, I understand that. But just having a little bit more customization is definitely something that they need to implement because this limits the build variety heavily. Because I think that is a big reason why I couldn't make bombs work today. Um, and also Engineer in general, those were just the general changes. And Engie has gotten a few interesting changes. Engineer has an F5 ability now, which is kind of crazy because I don't have a hotkey for it now. I mean, I don't have a proper hotkey for it yet, and I just misclick all the time because I'm not used to it. I have it on B right now, and those abilities are pretty good now. Supply crate got split up into two, basically. Like it used to drop medkits and turrets at the same time, and now you can just drop the medkits if you want, and it has 60 seconds baseline cooldown without any traits. Really good, especially because this gets affected by some reset stuff and stuff like that. But I'm not too used to it yet, so like sometimes if you're running away and you're like behind line of sight, it's really good to just drop that during that time. But in the middle of the fight, it's not as good to drop that because during the time where you drop that, you usually take more damage than you actually heal from that, or almost as much. And supply crate can be overcharged now. Basically, all the turrets overcharge. I'm not hitting anyone right now. Maybe I should have used it next to the dummies. But yeah, the healing turret heals and puts a water field down. The net turret stuns enemies, and the flame turret leaves a smoke field around it. Super powerful. And then also you can just blow it up. I can lay down a fire field, a water field, and then I can just blow it up and get one blast finisher out of it. At first I thought it might give 3 blast finishers, but it's only 1. So that's pretty good. I like that. I think that makes it feel a lot better, and damn, now I use it and I have just a really long cooldown on it. Whatever, I'm just gonna explain it actually through this. Elixir X has a tool belt ability as well now, and it's basically an elixir that you can throw just like with other with other elixirs, like with this. You can just throw this at enemies, and it turns them into MOAs for what, 3 seconds, 2 or 3 seconds. Pretty good, especially because it cancels transformations and stuff. But I don't think it's going to be used too much anyway, because there's still the RNG effect that you either get the Tornado or Rampage, and most of the time you kind of want Rampage because Tornado is just inferior in most situations. So it's pretty cool that they did that, though. Elixir X is definitely more interesting to pick now. Also, let's talk about this until this is recharged. Medkit has been changed. It has a bunch of different abilities now. Still the same bandage yourself ability, but this is actually made for healing others. Like you can actually heal allies with it. Doesn't heal too much. I haven't really tried around too much with it yet. The medkits heal less than they used to, but they all have additional effects now. So let me just drop all of them. This one just removes a single damage condition and gives you regeneration and heals. This one gives you Fury and removes Weakness, Blind, and Vulnerability. And this one removes Immobilize, Chill, and Cripple. One of them, I think. Yeah, one of them, not all. If you have 3 of them on you, you're only going to remove 1. And it gives you Swiftness. And they all heal for 505. They used to heal for like 1 point something K, 1.3 or so? 1.2? I'm not sure. And Throw Antidote gives you Resistance, the new boon, which gives you, it's not very long though. But yeah, it gives you immunity to conditions. Pretty good. But yeah. Interesting for sure. You can probably think of some support builds with that. I don't know if it will work. I'm gonna try that out at some point in the future. And let's get to the Mortar kit. It's changed to become a kit now, actually, which is amazing. It actually it's pretty good. I mean, it's not that good for Condi builds, but it's pretty good for power builds because it deals pretty good damage. The one ability just deals some direct damage, and it has a really long range. And the crazy thing about it is it has 4 different fields. It has a poison field, as you can see here. It has a chill field over there. and it has a light field which blinds enemies over and over again, which is also really good. Like, all those abilities are really good. And it has a water field on the 5 ability. And the Mortar 1 is a 100% combo finisher with projectiles, which is also pretty good. So I can lay down this here, and then I can just spam some stuff over there, and I just keep applying poison. It's okay. It's pretty good. I mean, yeah. It's great to have a elite skill that doesn't have a cooldown, because the big issue that Engineer had for the longest time, and still kinda has, is that utilities like Elixir B and Elixir R and all those utilities that are not kits are pretty hard to use, because you need kits. You need some sort of kit in most builds, unless you're on like a turret build or a pure Elixir build, but honestly those builds aren't that great. They're beginner friendly, but they aren't that great. And with the Mortar kit, I can imagine running maybe an Elixir build with Elixir Gun and Mortar kit maybe. Because Elixir Gun also has changes that Elixir Gun 4 and Elixir Gun 5 are considered elixirs now, so it works with HGH and some of the other elixir traits that you can get. So that's really interesting. So I can imagine maybe running Elixir Gun and Mortar Kit and HGH and a bunch of other elixirs. Definitely a lot of interesting stuff that I want to try out in the upcoming days. And yeah, it's great. It's just great to try all that stuff out. I've been trying to run bombs lately, and actually, let me demonstrate that real quick. The build that I've been running late tonight, after I figured some stuff out, was this. I hope I have everything set up right. It's basically a grenade build, which applies huge amounts of bleed stacks, and yeah, you just kill enemies pretty fast. Also, I've been talking about this in another video. The new condition changes are in, so vulnerability works for conditions now, damage-wise. Burns and poisons stack now. As you can see, I hit him with Blowtorch, and that applied 3 stacks of burning and then 2 stacks from my passive. And it's a lot of damage. You can see the damage is kind of out of control, but also I'm like super duper squishy because I have like all my stats into offensive stats right now. Because I don't have a choice, really. Can't get vitality. But yeah, it's really interesting. I've had a tough time because I just get focused down and get killed. And sometimes I just have a tough time hitting the abilities, like hitting grenades and stuff on enemies. But if I do hit my stuff, I can blow people up pretty well. And also grenades have been changed. With the trait, they just fly really fast. And they have a lesser range. Like, they're more mid-range now, but they're a little bit more reliable to hit, and I like that change. I think it makes a lot of sense. Also, poison is not a feel anymore, it just poisons immediately. But yeah, I think it's cool. I'm not a huge fan of this build, to be honest. I would like to just run grenades, but it's been interesting to just try this out. But yeah, I'm gonna be talking about this build more tomorrow, most likely, and then I will try to figure out some other builds and talk about them as well. I tried Static Discharge, and I was thinking of trying some support build, and I don't know, maybe some stuff with turrets, some shenanigans, and there's so much to talk about right now, and it's really late. I just wanted to share some of the stuff with you today, but yeah, like, there's so many trait changes, and I will cover a lot more in the upcoming videos. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Definitely check the game out if you haven't played it in a while, and yeah, thanks for watching, and see you tomorrow. Also, I should have mentioned that in the start of the video, but sorry for not uploading many videos in the last couple weeks, or last week actually only. But I've been basically just waiting for this, and I was really excited about E3, and I just wanted to take a little bit of time off. Next time I'm gonna try to tell you guys before that in a video, and basically warn you when I take a little bit of time off. I'm gonna try to be a little bit more transparent like that. But yeah, once again, thanks for watching, much love, and see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.